Mike the Ref Maloney, Big Bad Boris on the call here tonight.
Let's go! Let's go!
Third! Super Kick Party! Yeah, pay the money for that. No one. And of course, you gotta get the hopping spin. Hey, yo, 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 and away we go. Happy Wednesday night to one and all here. We are here for our AEW Dynamite Sidecast tonight, and I am fired up. This is going to be a fun show. We got we got 4 main events essentially here tonight. And the return of DMD. DMD's back. And since we have that thing coming, that whole comeback thing, remember tonight, right after we're done here, we're going into WWE 2K24 My GM Mode, the return of GM Mode tonight. So you get to see how poorly I get to book all my wrestlers, and we'll see that. The doctor will see me. Just a little excited. Some superheroes wear glasses and stream on Twitch like my personal... You just got me right here, Andre. You just get me right here. Good to see you both here tonight. This is going to be a fun card. And I think the biggest news that we've had out of AEW this week... Well, love you too, sir. The biggest news we got this week is probably thanks to the most selfless wrestler in AEW right now. And that, depending on who you talk to, there might be a fight for that. If you haven't read SRS's report, Will Ospreay actually asked for this match against Swerve to happen before, like as soon as possible, because he wanted to prove that nobody's bigger than being beat by the champion. And he's also good friends with Swerve too, so this actually gives him a real big boost here. So, it's Jericho, of course.
What the hell is that?
I'm just going to leave that there, right there with that one. But yeah, if Ospreay's coming around saying, look, I want to put over not only my friend, but I want to put over the champion of the company, so people just don't think of him as a sitting duck towards the AEW championship and everything going forward. Sorry, just getting the channel set up for the show tonight. Was watching a little Blue Jays, well, some very questionable pitching decisions, but that's nothing new for them this year. But Ospreay will probably lose tonight too. Yeah, like I've said it before, I'll say it again. I'll say it for what I'm thinking for tonight. Roosh comes out and interferes without Garcia really knowing it, for the fact that he didn't so somewhat it feels like a clean, even though it isn't a clean, and you can get Ospreay out, or you can get Garcia out there using that title to prove that he has to prove that he's a legitimate champion, sort of the same way that Orange Cassidy had to as he was doing it. Then you have the Callis family come out and beat up Ospreay, and you get him to beat up Fletcher. Mark Davis returns, gets beaten up. And then I honestly do feel we close out the show with the return of Mr. Ricky Che down to the old AEW grounds here, the debut, I guess. So, but we all know it's Ospreay's world title whenever he decides to want it. Yeah, like, I don't think it really matters to him right now. Like, I think he wants to establish his brand here. I think he wants to wrestle everybody possible. And let's see here. You said this before with wrestlers. Some don't need belts. Ospreay's one of those wrestlers, as is Danielson, as is Penta. I'm sorry, Zodiac, I'm bringing that up right now. But and JJ, good to see you here. It's been a long time, but always a good time having you here. And Jay Quick, good to see you as well. Mr. Consistency here on the old streams. Gonna turn AEW on your phone. Okay, cool. I know you're probably gonna be doing some recording tonight, so. Roosh and Don Callis family screw Ospreay out of the belt, and Fletch and Ospreay return. Yeah, I think that's gonna be sort of it. Andre, just you're gonna get that extra one here, so. Oh, you're recording at 7. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Don't let me forget, there is an option here for you. There is an open invite. We're going to be having multiple people in here for All In, the Wembley show. For our sidecast here, we've already had 2 people confirm that they're willing. Third one, I just have to round up here and confirm. I know that I'll throw it out there later. Andre, I'm pretty sure you could be a 4th if you want to. Just got to make sure you're able to make it, that's all. But, yeah, having... Penta deserves all the belts, but he could get away with none of them. Oh, we get to see Garcia off the bat. Any plans to travel for Slammiversary? JJ, the equivalent of me traveling for a Slammiversary would be roughly the same thing for you to be traveling to LA for a pay-per-view. I'll just be blunt. I especially with one of our travel companies up here in Canada literally left so many people stranded. Like they literally, the mechanics for WestJet went on strike and left people stranded all over the world. Whoa! There's a little wrinkle I didn't expect. All right, he's going to screw him out of something here soon. This is going to be interesting, to say the least now. Now we get an MJF factor in the corner. We're just getting the intros at ringside for the commentators. And Danielson's music just kicked in, so I don't know how much further ahead I am tonight. Maybe it's a factor in Chicago. I don't know, maybe they paid their power bill better. I'll have to see what I can do about that. Here's the funny thing for you, Zodiac. My stream's going to get a lot faster soon when the new beta goes through on Twitch. Basically, I picked myself up a better computer about a year ago because Twitch had announced they're going to allow you to send all your feeds. Basically, what happens with Twitch right now is they send your feed into the main Twitch site, and their servers break it up into all the little different like resolutions. Well, they're going to allow it so that my computer can do all that breakdown and send it out. I've upgraded my internet. I've upgraded my computer. So once this happens, the lag should even be less. So I don't know how that's going to work. Maybe TBS needs to get their button gear. And chat, it's been a while since we've done these on a Dynamite, but I'm doing one here. Puck. Hulu needs to? Okay, that makes sense. I'm going to throw this in for 10 minutes. Let's get your predictions in. There's a lot of matches we really don't know who's going to win, so I don't mind putting out the predictions tonight. I know we should have done this a little bit more. Their supercomputer upgraded streamers will have to upgrade as well. Well, most of them already have, or most of them already have the ability to. Like, when it comes to this matchup, I know we talked about how the great story would be Danielson going to the final and Nigel screwing him over or whatever. Oh, so this is the first time they met up during their regular run. This should be a lot of fun, folks. Now think about this. As we're going along here, we are actually doing a... Basically, this is a pay-per-view worthy show tonight as we're going through here. This is what we got. Willow and Stat. That's going to be amazing. We got Pac and Danielson right here. We got Garcia and Ospreay as a main event. And we got Jeff Jarrett coming out against a mystery wrestler, which would be saying you'd pull out at the beginning of the second hour, which I'm guessing that's where it's going to be put. And then Britt returns. Well, we already know Britt returns. I'm not even talking about the talking segments tonight. I'm just talking about straight up matches. Because Britt's not wrestling tonight. Neither's Mercedes. Mercedes is getting her 99 Luft Balloon salute. Which I got a feeling Britt's going to be the one to interact with here. Bad signal where you had a lot of buffering. May have to turn the resolution down, JJ. Plus a trios match. Maybe I missed that on the card. I got to take a look here. But they randomly put matches on after and don't even put them on the posters, so... Oh, there it is. The Cage of Agony versus Team Joe? Let's go. Like, you tell me that isn't a better match than we've seen involving the Jericho threesome lately. And as we're getting going here, once again, I just want to say thank you to Zodiac for joining me here on Sunday. So much fun, so much excitement, just such a great time. And I am so looking forward to what's going to be happening here at All In. It's going to be a new experience for me, and I'm going to have a lot of fun with it, I hope. Oh, okay, you got 2 bars only? Okay, that makes sense. Plus in 3 weeks, I forgot about that. Yeah, I got some thinking to do, and yeah, I figured since we're doing the beginning of WWE tonight, we'll leave that as a special edition here tonight instead of an extra guest. Mainly because I didn't have time to figure it out. Now that July's kicked in, my schedule lightens up a lot at work. Like where I actually get to only work 5 days and actually more than often have my regular 5 stores for repairs that I do. So I should have a regular time frame working. If you guys didn't know, I work in repairs and management that way, but I'm in charge of 5 stores a day, and when we're shorthanded, I go up to 6 or 7. That's why I've been working extra and having a few less streams here over the last little while. Pac's like, come on, let's go. Danielson doesn't do the complete backflip, though. Oh, God, I hate that move. I hate that double cross body because it looks like it hurts so much. That is painful. So you got just under 5 minutes to get your predictions in. If you want to gamble, the odds are out there. Right now we're at 120 for Danielson. So the favorable money is with Pac. Or points, sorry. We don't encourage gambling here of real money. I don't need to put those 400 legal notices up on the stream. Lord knows we get enough ads already. We don't need that crap too. So, are we pretty sure that Hangman's going to be the wild card tonight, or are we thinking somebody else tonight? Anybody else got any other thoughts on who it could be? Watch it end up being Swerve because he doesn't want to face anybody at Wembley. Thinking Hangman or Christian? Christian might not be a bad choice. Rings of Saturn already, or the Brutalizer, sorry. Sucks that they go picture-in-picture right after you do your finisher. Because once you've done your finisher, don't you want to follow up with another move and just quickly pin? Sorry about that, chat. Son digging at me there, so I gotta get rid of it. Please don't be Jericho.
No, please, no.
I think I'm gonna have to throw out one of those hi guys sounds that I'm gonna have to keep on here just to scare all of us here. That'd be the ultimate jump scare. No, but I see tonight, like, hi guys. I have to admit, you do it really well, Zodiac. Like, regardless of how annoying it is, you do it very well. And if you haven't seen the impersonation, check out our YouTube channel. We do have the replay of the Sidecast up. It's actually been getting quite a few views. I'm actually surprised here, so. I did learn. As long as you're not under that damn learning... Oh, God. I was saying, as long as you're not part of that... I will say this. But despite being that dad joke, or whichever way you want to pull it there, the fact we don't have any Jericho on our card tonight, think about that for a second. We do have Team Hook on the card, so we might see them. Can we sue the Learning Tree? Nah, unfortunately, I don't trust the states right now when it comes to laws, so I wouldn't bother. Wait for a few weeks. If you're following American politics, you know what I mean. But yeah, it's just... Sorry, I got political for 1 second there. My apologies. Yeah, before I forget as well, I know I'm plugging up the wazoo of everything. Remember, this Saturday, we're going to be doing a 2-show watch-along here. We'll have... I'll try and have both the Money in the Bank as well as Collision both on my TVs, so I can watch them both. Like, if you're watching either one, we can talk about both as we're going along here. We can really see, like, is there some honest to goodness counter programming going on? Is there any real timing setups? I'd really like to learn that. And Pac has decided to turn himself into Daniel Bryan, aka 2013. right, we just randomly throw it out that right away. I hope Shivani realizes that Blood and Guts is in 3 weeks, not next month. Like next week they're in Calgary for 2 shows. And then it's 2 weeks after that. Then it's already Blood and Guts. So, Shivani cracks himself just as I mention it. I swear to God, Tony Khan's watching in the background. Appreciate the lurk, TK. Appreciate the lurk. Tonight, the first member of Team AEW. I'd assume that's probably going to be Swerve. Unless they got a real big announcement coming out of that. If it isn't Swerve, I'd be surprised. But unless, there is also, if you guys got a chance to check out, I put it on X, I reposted it. But there is somebody in the building that might be able to help out. In the name of Shark Boy. Since it is Shark Week here on TBS, Shark Boy has showed up. He was there with RJ City. If all members of Team AEW aren't established members, what's the point? There's the point you got right there. You said it yourself. If you go to a vignette showing Miro back to be part of Team AEW, but it just makes sense to me that Swerve's that first guy. They don't have him mentioned at all during the show. I love that camera work, by the way. Shout out to the cameraman there. Plus, how desperate is Tony Khan? Yeah, that's... We're also looking to figure out who the 5th member for Team Elite is, right? Archer would be a good one. Swerve would be great, but he seems like a lone wolf type. But the other thing is, for me, the reason I say Swerve is the fact he's been going at it with the Elite in the promos, right? What up, bitch? That's pretty much what he's been doing. Tony strategic? Yeah, well. And I'd laugh if it wasn't Tony that mentioned that. It was actually relayed to him by the EVPs. It ends up being, would we see Dijak? Maybe. Could you imagine? Mox a lock for Team AEW. Maybe Tony called Winnipeg. I think you announce Omega for number 5 if he's back. You do not announce him for number 1. It's too. It takes the pop out of it. Gives you a little bit extra pop. I think this one will be a good one. I think Mox is actually a very good pick as well. And it very well, they could have been waiting to announce Mox for that team because of the stipulation that Mox would have been involved in the G1 if he won his match against Naito on Sunday. Guevara, Darby, maybe. I think this first pick might actually tell us sort of what kind of team it's going to be. Is it going to be a main eventers kind of thing, or is it going to be guys that should be in the main event? Claudio, maybe. There's a lot of people we can come up with here. Well, Jack Perry, of course, is on Team Elite, right? So let's not go there, JJ. Secretly Tony calling Sting. That would be hilarious. The only other thing I can think of, maybe it's convenient it's after this, because if Danielson wins this, then they go out and say, well, Danielson's going to be the first member. And it just shows, like, it gives the Bucks a reason to interfere in the final, right? So he's not going to get this. Yeah, I think Swerve or MJF for the first member. I think it would be Swerve. I don't think he used MJF because he hasn't said anything. Well, he said something about the Bucks, but I don't think I see him as a guy that. Omega Mox Guevara, Darby Garcia, that would be a hell of a match. That'd be a hell of a 5. Wow, there you go. Not Guevara. The man who comes back. Watch it be Ricky Starks be the first man. That would be hilarious. Ricky Starks be the first man, but what a hell of a match from these two. And once again, it wasn't a clean finish, so it makes sense. So we got Jay White versus a wild card later tonight. They're doing Sheeta May on Rampage. What the I guess they have to because the semi's got to be on Saturday, right? Oh, no, they don't. What the hell? Watch it be Prince Puma. Ha! I love Willow's. She just. With as much delay that wild card has had, it almost has to be Puma now. I honestly thought it was going to be Gable, to be perfectly honest, when it was first announced that way. So are we not doing... I think somebody put Sega in Tony's ear and he got flustered and screwed it up.
But she got back up again. She may have lost her beloved TBS Championship, but she gave it the fight of her life. And so now opportunity is put in front of her. And she's
this is going to be an amazing match. So far I got for MGF Swerve Omega Mox. Okay. I really wish that they'd literally cut to the music and throw it in there. I'd throw a wild card that would make the Bucks crap themselves, Suzuki. They tried that with Jericho killed that. As we hit a commercial break. Jericho killed that when they recruited Ms. Suzuki for his trios team, and he immediately turned on him and said, no, I want a FTW title match. Which basically, I think Jericho just turned around and said, okay, old man, stay in Japan. And Suzuki apparently was so pissed that he was holding a gun at people on a subway train. Imagine those words not taken out of context. If you haven't seen the footage, yes, a DDT Pro show was happening on a train, and yeah, there was a gun involved. Hashtag things you can't do in North America. Could you imagine them trying to pull that off there? Like in the middle of New York subway? Well, maybe not the New York subway, but any other subway. I would seriously think that, would scare the living crap out of everybody, and the cops would be called before you even get to the next station. I want to see who Swerve recruits here. Too many would complain? Yeah, 911 would be the complaint. But yeah, I would love to... Well, if it ends up being Swerve, I would love to see... it's supposed to be a TK recruiting job, right? It's not supposed to be a... It's not supposed to be Swerve recruiting, but you got EJ and Duca as well. Remember, he's part of his entourage now. Got introduced during the weigh-in on Collision before the pay-per-view on Saturday, right? So if you pulled a gun on somebody in a New York City subway, they would just tell you to calm it down a bit. Exactly. As much as I pulled the drum there, if people weren't told ahead, they'll try to lie. I don't know about that, JJ. I love these commercials that they have for Viagra. They have a bunch of guys talking to women about them, and like, yeah. It's like, yeah, buddy, I'm not going to go with you anyway, even if you do have that.
This program may contain coarse language and scenes of violence that could be disturbing to some viewers.
Now I gotta see if I can get some money out of Viagra because of the free advertising I gave him there. I really appreciate how they did the ladder match. They had the two different sets of ladders that were clearly, one was for one purpose and one was for the other. The silver ladders were clearly for destroying. The black ladders were for climbing and not breaking. And I think it was pretty obvious that the right person got the... Let's get that money back to you guys. But yeah, when I look at it, I think it's pretty safe to say... Well, we found Team AEW's first man. This is an interesting choice. I like the thought behind this right now. there's a mute button.
Last week, I came within inches of becoming the TNT champion, but Jack Perry must have ate an extra bowl of Lucky Charms and shoved the horseshoe up his ass.
Ha! Sensor number 2.
Victorious in the ladder match at Forbidden Door, but that was last week. And I ain't worried about last week. I'm worried about this week, damn it. And this week is Shark Week.
Let's get introduce Shark Boy as the number 1 competitor.
That's right. That's right. And when I think of a shark, I think of blood. When I think of blood, I think of blood and guts. When I think of blood and guts, I think of 3 weeks from tonight, Nashville, Tennessee. Blood and guts, Team AEW versus the Elite. And right here, right now, I declare myself a participant of Team AEW.
All right. I don't mind this. And you don't know what getting knocked out is. Okay. Are we getting this roster filled up real quick? And here comes Okada. All right, I think we got 2 and 2. There's 3 and 4. So now we got 4. I'd assume we got 4 on 2 at this point. O'Reilly's not exactly the worst pick in the world. Here comes a BTE trigger. O'Reilly can't sell. No, he can't. And here come 2 more. Maybe 3. Or is this going to be another 3? I'm not exactly thrilled if this is the 5, to be perfectly honest. I'm not going to feel... Like, don't get me wrong, you know, it'll be a good match, but... The Acclaim just... And Okada doing the DJ bit on his title, I love that. Oh, so they haven't declared any of these other guys. This team AEW has to have us be a team swerve. I would think so. That would make sense to me. Yeah, if that's your 5, I'm underwhelmed. Yeah. I'm a little disappointed they're having this match on Friday. Realistically, this should be on Saturday. I would come out if I'm Tony and say Briscoe is it. Nah, Briscoe, I think Briscoe makes sense. And I think Hangman will be the obvious pick once Yeah, this is going to be a ton of fun. Sorry, let me get the predictions up here before we get going here. And let me throw 10 minutes up on the clock. This one literally could go either way. Because I'm pretty sure that... Oh, here we go. They're not even going to wait. I love this. I love this. Let's go. And a pounce right there rolls her right down the ring side. I love it. Good old Dick Butkus reference. Gotta love getting a WWE Hall of Famer over on an AEW show. And the bell officially hasn't rung yet, just for the record. Oh, goody. Now we get a bell finally. Let's go. All right. So, yeah, this... I like this aggressive Willow, by the way. South Haven, Missouri. Okay. Yeah, this is going to be... You knew this one was going to be hard-hitting. You know it was going to be tough. That's TBAW. Took all the wind out of my excitement level for Blood and Guts. I don't know if that's going to be it. It could also be a swerve on TK, right? Like, I think Tony was putting people out there just for a... just to see what kind of reaction they get, so we could, maybe figure this out. If that's Team AEW, I got a feeling that, well, let's put it this way: if it's by then, I'm not gonna worry about no special guests because that match is gonna be garbage. Briscoe, O'Reilly, and the Acclaim. I think you got Briscoe and O'Reilly. I honestly feel they would have had FTR and Swerve as your other three. But we don't know how long Dax is going to be out for. If Jericho is it doesn't matter who's in. As long as Jericho stays the hell out of that way, that match, it automatically gets a minimum D. If Jericho gets involved, we're moving that down to an F without even looking at it. Granted, a cage and a steel cage match like that might be the one kind of match that might save AEW to a point, but yeah, you were mentioning that before. Swerve, MJF, Mox, Omega, and Joe. I think Mox gets in there eventually. We might end up getting Mox, Claudio. What I'm thinking is Mox, Claudio, Swerve, O'Reilly, and Briscoe. That might be where we end up out of this. And that's assuming if Omega is not ready to go. Mox go beat up the Acclaimed. I don't think they have to. I think it'll make a lot more sense once they get going here, because I don't see Billy in the ring doing anything with that. But simply put, we're going to have to let it play out here, because it's actually funny, because if you would have had those guys being part of that setup, you probably would have announced them already, and you probably would have You probably would have put the graphic up with all 5 guys there, right? I think you're going to get a lot of announcements during the show in Calgary because that one is a big one. I really don't know what they're going to get for a crowd there. They're doing it basically during a carnival. The Calgary Stampede is the largest outdoor stage in the world. Largest outdoor attraction in the world. But at the same time, how many people want to be outside who want to be there?
Discretion is advised.
I would have made the Bucks and wait till the night of the show. Possibly, but here's the biggest thing there. You don't wait till the night of the show because you need to sell tickets for that show. And that's one thing you always got to remember with AEW. And I know WWE's gotten a lot of credit for the fact that they've been able to get away with it a little bit more. Just because they got the reputation and that whatnot. AEW's not getting that right now. And yeah, Zodiac, you got a key point there. If you're doing anything Team AEW, it's got to be Mox in there. That's why I think Mox and Claudio would be a hell of a pick. Oh, God, that was a splat. So you're thinking we get Willow Mariah? I was talking about this during the pay-per-view. My thought is since Willow won at the pay-per-view, even though it was on the pre-show, I think Statlander gets the win here, and then Willow cost Statlander the win on next week. I love Stokely, I really do. He's such a great piece of manager. Oh, the axe kick. Let's go. Shout out to Booker T. How about a German? Jesus. Yeah, like I said, I do, like, my personal opinion, I know you guys still have 2 minutes to pick. Feel free to get your predictions in yet. And the advantage is that I'm ahead of you guys, so if it does end before the timer runs out, I can shut it off before then. I don't have to give out the points quite yet, but... Oh, God. No way! Oh, roll through. I thought she was going to hit the Saturday Night Special right there. F5? Nobody gets up from an F5. I don't care who it is. Stokely's starting to do laps. So are we assuming next match will be Jarrett? I think Jarrett will be top of the hour. That makes a lot of sense. Wow. I'll leave that for a second here. I did not expect that, to be honest. Because it's very stereotypical. Which I guess isn't the worst thing in the world, but... Renee, go back and see if you see a horse. Quick, 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 quick. But yeah, Renee's going to talk to Jeff.
Jeff, this is obviously a very emotionally charged match for you, but on top of that, there's a big question mark upon even knowing who your opponent is. How have you been able to prepare?
He hasn't.
Renee, the important part is that tonight we have never seen Jeff more prepared for anything in his entire life. Because tonight is more
This night means a lot to him.
about honoring one of his best buddies,
And I think it's also the fact that he found out he's probably losing.
Owen Hart.
He actually thought he might actually get a win in this, but I think he wrestles in Calgary, whether it be on Rampage or on Collision. Just because it is Jeff and all the history behind the Owen event. But yeah, I don't see him winning this. I don't think any of us see him winning this. But yeah, I'm so freaking excited to hear what's going to happen here with what Britt's got to say coming up here in just a moment. Just because we know she's been gone. We know she's been injured. You can actually give credit to DDP Yoga for it. Part of her recovery as well. When you've had back injuries, you really have to do a lot to get yourself into the right place. No matter who it is, sorry, Jarrett, you're losing. Yeah, I honestly think that Jarrett thought he might get a win out of this. They could just play it up with the fact that he's just being uber focused right now, but I don't know. Jarrett knows the game. He knows what's going on here, but ever since they put that stipulation in the Wembley match because of it, I've absolutely hated that idea. Give it a title match? Okay, fine. I can live with that. Give it for the TNT title. Give it for the international title. Owen was an international competitor. Put it for the international title. If you put it for the international title, you can open it up to pretty much anybody on the roster to go for it. You'd expect somebody more down the mid card, but you could also get a bigger name in there as well, right? But Owen always deserved the world title, but never got the world title. And it just makes sense to me that you don't make it a stipulation for a world title. Like, I get it, you're going to do this for 1 year. Are you going to take it back next year? If I was TK, I would, but I don't know if he's able to, right? Because people, they have their ideas about what this has to happen this way. And now that you set the established the beginning of it, as far as I'm concerned, I would love to see them change this to the international title instead of the world title at Wembley. And that's not me just saying it because it is essentially the Royal Rumble in Calgary every year. In a way it is, but good old John Cena on our screens right before Dynamite. I love it. John Cena, the host of Shark Week here, so.
Discretion is advised.
Oh, Shivani in the ring. Love to see Ospreay versus Pac. Yeah, you still could. Well, Shivani is fired up. I'm a little bit fired up myself. Just great to see Britt back, period. I know I popped when well, you guys saw the reaction. It's clipped. It's on the internet. And to me, it's so well deserved. That's the thing. Like she's worked so hard at getting back to 100%. And now we're going to get Britt Baker, Mercedes Mone. Like, two people that, we expected to see here. And this is like the big money match right off the bat, right? Like, as much as I love Mercedes Mone versus Toni Storm, this is the money match you start with. Watch how excited you get. Adam Cole super kick you.
Way too long, way too hard about what I was gonna say my first interview back, and then I said, Britt, shut the hell up, stop thinking. So I'm just gonna talk to you if that's okay.
Shut up, stop thinking, and just talk.
I'm gonna talk to you about 3 things that we all have, and that's a past, a present, and a future.
Won't he break his ankle again?
Our present is a gift, and our future is our motivation. Let's start with the past.
Swear to God, this is like a graduation speech here.
10 months. I'm sure a lot of you have been wondering, where's Britt? And anytime that question was asked, the answer was given, she's injured. Yeah, but I think you guys know me by now to know that it would take more than a couple herniated discs and a torn hip labrum to keep me away
Ugh.
from this place.
I'll get back to Vacker in a second here, JJ.
Back in November, physically, yeah, I was banged up, and mentally, I was probably...
Are we graduating?
But every time I looked myself in the mirror, I said, I'm good. Until one day, I wasn't. Because one day, I started feeling really sick. And the room was spinning, my vision was blurry, and my right arm was tingling and numb, and it was, something didn't feel right, but I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, I'm good. I tried to open a bottle of water, and I couldn't. And my entire right side stopped working. To sum this story up, I spent a week in the hospital with a diagnosis of a TIA, which is a transient ischemic attack. And the doctors explained that to me as an instance when your brain is not getting enough blood for that moment, and it is a major warning sign for a stroke, so much that they call it a mini stroke. And at that moment, I looked myself in the mirror and I said, Britt, you are not good. And I told Tony, I need to stay home. I need to get myself right. And he said, okay, Britt, let me know when you're good.
Chat, as much as I'm a fan of Britt, this actually sticks out for me as well, so I'll get to that after she's done here.
Healthy. But I have to be honest with you guys, in my entire professional wrestling career, I was never more nervous than I was Sunday night at Forbidden Door. And you're probably wondering why. All you did was stand at the top of the ramp, Britt. But I was never more unsure of myself. I never doubted myself more. Because I didn't know if anyone was going to give a damn that I was about to walk.
I hope she got a chance to watch the clip.
And you're cheering right now because you all have felt that. You have felt the fear of rejection. And it's irrational, but it's persistent as hell. And the fear of rejection is always worse than the rejection itself. But vulnerability is showing up even when we have no control over what's going to happen. And Sunday night at Forbidden Door, when I needed professional wrestling, when I needed all elite wrestling,
I love this. I love this promo.
you welcomed me back with open arms and DMD chants.
Oh, this is great.
Always be in your corner. Because at the end of the day, I'm one of you. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Let's go to the future now, which is your motivation. And I'm going to leave you with this. When you are going through a hard time, go through that shit. Be present.
They didn't mute it.
All of it, because if you do, it's going to make it that much better when you get to the other side, and you will. We all will. Because we all possess the impulse to be elite. And speaking of elite, I have to bring this up because I heard we have a new female face of All Elite Wrestling.
No, we don't. You want to make yourself a babyface to an entire crowd? You just did it here tonight.
Rewarding for her to be able to call herself that after shedding blood, sweat, and tears in this very ring and building this company from the ground up. That must feel great for her, right? And CEO, those three letters, I'm sure she worked so hard and studied for over a decade to earn those three letters. And it is honestly brilliant to manipulate your fan base to chant those three letters by piping them in your entrance music.
I love this.
But guys, I don't think we need music to tell our new friend the only three letters that matter in this company are D.
Oh, what a great way. Oh, goody. Mercedes coming in. All right, at least we got the face and heel sorted out. Yeah, we knew this was coming.
Your championship celebration is ready.
Let's go.
Look at that. All right, guys, get the ring ready. Get the props going. Let's go. Come on. Keep it up. Get to work. Go. Keep the action.
Meanwhile, you have to finish Forbidden Door. Definitely go check it out.
Where would we be without Matthew and Nicholas Jackson? Looking off the monitor here, and I think that's what's happening. They're bringing out the balloons and the
Baker's gonna destroy every one of these balloons.
begin while Britt Baker's still in the ring. This is bogus for this.
I am so glad how they defined how both of this is working out. I did think they were gonna get both of the. She's coming through the heel tunnel now. Just for the record, she's doing the Sasha Banks flip instead of the dance. Just quickly, folks, during my refereeing career, I did actually suffer from TIA as well. I would be up on the referee stand and I wouldn't be able to lift my arm up enough to move it forward for any calls. As a kid, I would occasionally pass out on the floor, just give myself some time to recover. It can be one of the scariest fucking things in the world. And I'm not going to say that I was... There's a lot of people that are a lot more worse off than me. I will say that wholeheartedly. But when that shit happens and you really don't understand why it's happening, that It's a mini stroke. Well, technically she had a stroke. I love this now.
Did I interrupt something? 'Cause Chicago!
Well, welcome to the full-fledged heel here.
Double champion Mercedes Mone.
I'll just join in.
Your moment at Forbidden Door, so now you're trying to outshine mine. Britt, what she do is so irrelevant to me. But if you want to talk about Forbidden Door, let's talk about it. The place, the pay-per-view I made famous.
Well, since the Bucks are signed Mercedes, I think we know another group to feud with Elite. Yeah.
You know, Britt, I should have known you were trying to come out here and steal my spotlight.
I love this crowd. And even Mercedes is smiling because she knows exactly where they got to go here.
Real good look at what a real star looks like.
Jules, how the hell are you doing? I saw on my computer screen you just popped up Card Hunter. I hope everything's going well for you. We just got Mercedes and Britt going one of the epic promos of a lifetime here.
At the first All-In right here in Chicago. I was the first
We were just talking about Britt coming back, her first promo back.
contract.
Talk about how she suffered TIA.
Wrestled at All-In last year, Wembley Stadium, when your ass was looking like a broken bitch with a broken leg in the stands.
Whoa, here we go.
I want to face you at All-In.
All right, we're getting this match out of the way here. Life is going good, Jules. Like, seriously. Oh. She got to talk to the hand?
I'm never broke. I stay rich. And since I am a double champion, there is a long list of girls who are waiting to
I'm glad everything's going well with you, sir. I haven't seen you online forever. Hopefully hopefully you get back online soon when you're ready. And yeah, just folks, if you aren't following Jules, do me a favor and give him a follow. He's a great guy here.
what line? Well, I see you're a fan, so you obviously know what I'm gonna say next. There's a price to pay when you
There's your shout out right there. Just hit the little box. Oh. There's a price to pay to face Mercedes Mone. This is going to be our first match. I don't care what it's going to take here. But we got, what, a month and a half yet to figure this out? August 25th? No, this is going to be fun. Oh, here we go. Replays of last night. Britt wins the title? It depends. Does she still have the two titles? If they put the TNT title only on the line, I think Britt wins it. But yeah, like, I don't want to shortchange any of it, but Mercedes seems a lot more comfortable with the mic now. Yeah, it's been weeks, but oh.
Championship is on the line against Daniel Garcia. You seem pretty confident that tonight at Dynamite you're going to be having two championships, but unfortunately that is not the case since your loss at Forbidden Door. But mentally and physically, how are you feeling ahead of this match?
You don't have to say anything. It's not your fault. This is my fault. I'm the guy that hit the referee. And I just couldn't bring myself to do the Tiger Driver, and I know what you're going to say. You should just hit it. I don't think I'm that guy anymore. Okay?
So Young Bucks had where Adam Cole and the Kingdom might be paying a visit? Maybe, but I don't think you go that way.
Be that man. And when just when I think I couldn't get any better, you gave me Kris Jericho at Wembley Stadium, man. My life has changed dramatically. I owe you so much. I have a loyalty to you, but I also one thing Sunday, and my heart broke, man. My heart broke. I want to be out of this now. I'm done. I want out of the Doghouse family.
Here we go. Step one.
I'm not normally in the habit of letting people out of signed agreements with me, but I don't know, man. I'm so proud of you and what you've done with your life and what you've done here. I'm happy to do you the favor. Okay? Thank you. And maybe one day I'll ask you for a favor.
Oh, God. We're doing the Godfather here.
Come here. So proud of you. You're the world champion.
Oh, God. You see that look?
Okay. Thank you. All the best. Look up.
All right. Here comes the beginning of the end for all this. So, all right. Let's bet. Are we getting a commercial break? No, we're getting in.
What the hell is that?
From such a great moment to this. "45 minutes later, and new." Yeah, I think so. But yeah, I want to get back into. I might actually talk about it after the show here. I know myself personally, like I said. Oh no, you haven't missed the learning tree. They're still here. We just don't want them here. But yeah, like personally, I've suffered the TIA before on multiple occasions. Why is security around Taz? They're gonna kick him out. Hey guys, hey Mike. Well, boom. That's an actual move in 2K24. Should I search what TIA is? It's actually basically a mini stroke when the blood doesn't get to your brain all the way that your body just gives out. Don't look now. It's starting to get over. Hey, guy. No. Yeah, no, this is not getting over. Oh, good. Now we got to listen to Jericho for 10 more minutes. I'm not putting any bets up. I think we all know what's going to happen here. I'll put one up on the main event here tonight, but other than that, no. Yeah, TIA, just, I made a real quick description. Basically, the circulation for up to your brain for your blood has a tendency to slow down. Your heart can't keep up with it, which actually creates your body to create little strokes, as in your body doesn't get a chance to move. Frankly, it is one of the scariest. For that moment, you just don't know what's going on. You blank out. Worst time it happened to me, I was at a gym and we had a little stand about this wide for me to stand on. And basically I hurt my arm because I noticed enough to grab my left arm and hook it around the post. And just, basically I fell down to the point where my arm and shoulder got caught in there, and that was about it. I really wish that somebody could turn around and say it's an actual move and... Wait a second. It's a move in Fight Forever, too! You could steal finishers. Pretty sure that's the case. So why the hell... I'm looking forward to seeing what Joe's gonna do to rip these guys apart. Hook's gonna get... Right after the match, Hook goes outside the ring and kills Jericho. I love Excalibur's report. Joe's going to do most of the work tonight because, he didn't have to do much on Sunday. No, we're probably going to get about a 20-minute match out of this. Then our main event will be about 30 minutes. I don't think there's anything else scheduled tonight. Although, we got 2 matches left. What am I talking about? We got the wild card match with Jeff Jarrett. That'll probably be about 10, 15 minutes. And then we'll see what the international title, what time they give them left. And just a reminder, folks, after we're done here, as Joe goes into Vintage Joe here, after we're... For you, what on a live ECW? Sorry, JJ, I don't connect on that question here. Oh, who did? Nah. I think it was way back when. It was a wrestling promotion that went out of business in 2000. That WWE ECW, as far as I'm concerned, really didn't count to begin with. Should have been a couple tribute shows and that's it. I really could care less about that WWE ECW. We did get a couple good things out of it. I think the biggest thing we got out of it was Punk. You got Vince McMahon as world champion too, so there's that, but... No, it just comes... For most of this stuff, like, even when it comes to WCW, when it comes to ECW, when it comes to... Anything that comes out of promotion, just... It wasn't making money, so it stopped. Yes, do you want to say Jamie Kellner was the official... nail in the coffin, per se, of WCW? Fine, then whatever. It wasn't making money, so they got rid of it. Why wasn't it making money? There was about 12 different reasons. That documentary of Who Killed WCW was a joke. Just like I'm guessing that booking of WrestleMania XL video is going to be a joke. I knew that from the second that they were supposed to release it a week after it came out, but then they looked at it and they're like, no, we got to change a lot of this. What a shock, because what it says makes you look like an idiot. And let's face it, you look like an idiot. No, what, JJ, when you said who, I basically didn't give an answer. Because there's so many different answers. It was something that wasn't making money, so you stopped doing it. You open a business to make money. If you don't make money, you shut it down. Unless you really enjoy what you're doing and you're able to afford to keep it open. That's like any business, really. Whether it be a hobby business, like doing something like a Twitch stream, YouTube channel, etc., or you're talking about a business like putting on a wrestling promotion. It's an entertainment business. You can have the best wrestlers in the world, but if you don't have no money to pay them, and you have no way of making a living for yourself out of it, I'm sorry, but you got to close. Sorry to go all serious on the business side there, but no, this Jericho gimmick, they're going to push it as hard as they can. They're going to take it to the utmost limits here and think that it's getting over. The one thing they got to realize is there's a lot of people changing the channel the second they see Chris Jericho on their screens. It's one thing I'm sort of happy about what we're doing here on Saturday, having a co-stream of Money in the Bank and Collision, because if Jericho shows up, I can just watch Money in the Bank. Vic, how the hell are you doing? I hope you're doing well here. I hope everything's going swell. I'm doing good. We had a great night so far tonight. Got a couple matches in that actually surprised a lot of us here. Super hyped for Danny tonight. Me too. Like, I think him and Ospreay are going to kill it. I don't know if have you been watching so far, Vic, tonight? Because there is another two story beats to this match now. Okay, so you were watching. That, so MJF is going to be in Garcia's corner, and then you had Will Ospreay saying he's getting out, and Callis is pulling the lines out of The Godfather. And one of the biggest notes I took out of that Britt and Monet promo, that, you know, no, I am not a Britt Baker fan at all here. Like, seriously, let's just... I am. I always will be. Yeah. She was talking about TIA. I have had experience with TIA myself. There have been times when I've been refereeing matches where I literally would pass out on the stand. Yeah, I've never mentioned Britt. Never. Never at all. Which reminds me, I got to get the... I think I might change up my alerts here for the subs here going forward. As much as I love MJF, I think it's time for a change here. I think it's a perfect match for Mercedes. I think that there is going to be a few obstacles she's going to have to jump through to get there. Because frankly, Mercedes is going to play what MJF was... basically going to play out what MJF was doing with the Pinnacle, right? See, Jericho's just getting annoying. Like, honestly, Jericho, if he didn't show up in Calgary next week, it wouldn't make me feel bad at all. The only things I haven't been totally impressed with tonight is I don't mind the Mark Briscoe announcement of being the member because he's going to make that absolutely insane. Having Kyle O'Reilly and the Acclaim come out to defend against the Elite almost made you feel like that was the team. And unless you're actually watching at home, you're sort of thinking that. Toronto hosts Money in the Bank this weekend as well as NXT Heatwave. And for a first time ever, Vic, I just mentioned it just as you were coming in. Saturday, we're going to do sort of a 2-watch stream. So we'll have both Collision and Money in the Bank on. So we can chat about both as we're going along here. And then once we're all done, once Collision's done, we can focus on Money in the Bank, right? So... 3 pass outs all at once.
Great adaptation by Shibata, Hook, and Joe to turn the tables in their favor and win the match. What do you think of that one, Kris? I think they did a great job, and I'm going to congratulate them now. Very chill sportsmanship, huh? Way down the way behind. From behind. Big Bill and Brian Keith with the chairs. Joe and Shibata didn't see it coming, and now
Keith's trying to use the chair with an injured... Oh,
Viper's Jericho. The Redwood and the Bad Apple.
I guess the Bad Apple's fine now.
That sling. Was there anything wrong with Brian Keith's arm the first one?
This is going to lend to Taz finally being in Hook's corner. So are we playing an arm for an arm here?
With that FTW championship. For the world championship. And remember, Taz, he's been taken out of the building. He's not in the Wintrust Arena. He doesn't even know this is going on.
What do you mean? He's probably at the bar across the street watching the show. I would be if I got kicked out of the... Folks, I got to ask you, if you got kicked out of the building, what would you do? If you were Taz, what would you be doing right now? Would you be at the bar across the street? You go home, JJ? Go hub.
Meanwhile, Samoa Joe and Shibata incapacitated. Right down with chairs.
Oh, you go home too? Eh. I'm an introvert. I like being alone. I don't blame you. So now they're going to go with it. I'm sorry, guys, but this segment's been... This is one of those Jericho specials of I don't need to be a part of this.
Absolutely, and security taking Taz out of the building. Taz not knowing this is going on. This is all just bull. This is what we come to expect on the learning tree, of course. Disingenuous, the way he talks. Here, you know it's... Oh, God. Big Bill, no.
Why is this feud still going? I don't know. It's because people are talking enough that Jericho thinks they're actually enjoying this.
Chris Jericho, he's out, man, and he needs some medical attention, which I hope we can get for soon.
Thank God we're going on commercial break. And I will throw this out.
What the hell was that?
Because, yeah, look at it. Yeah, just... Yeah. It frustrates me so much watching that, you know, the learning tree thinks that they're over when they're not. And I'm not even talking, like, I don't even care. Like, that's a problem. Like, they're doing this, it almost makes me feel like I should be going for my bathroom break now instead of between shows. That way we can run right into WWE 2K right after this. But, yeah, like, it's just frustrating to watch, seriously, with this whole thing. And it's funny because all the matches have been great. Everything in between the matches, well, you're going 1 for 3 tonight so far. The Britt Monet segment was, as far as I'm concerned, it was pretty damn awesome. You got, and that's followed by the Ospreay Callis moment there. And then from there you got, then the Briscoe thing just, Briscoe Bucks acclaimed O'Reilly thing just, yeah. And then this one here with the learning tree after the match just, that's what sucks the most is the fact that wrestling has been was pretty damn good all night here so far. And I don't expect anything different. Could we see Shark Boy show up here in the next 5 minutes? Could it be Shark Boy taking on Jeff Jarrett? I'm assuming the same thing that most of us are, that it is Hangman. I don't think it's going to be Ricochet. I think you see Ricochet at the main event, or you see him in Calgary. Probably more so tonight, I would guess. Because if you do it in Chicago, it'll be a bigger pop. But yeah, overall tonight, like, I love that Jarrett is showing Owen love tonight. Yeah, I knew Owen Hart myself as well, so don't get me wrong there. I know exactly how that feeling goes. It just sucks that he has to lose because of that stupid stipulation. Like, if they would have put it for the international title or the TNT title or whatnot, I would not have a problem with this. But having it for the heavyweight title just takes it away from so many people having the potential to win. Because I'll tell you right now, Jeff Jarrett versus Daniel Garcia at a pay-per-view, yeah, maybe not the best match in the world, but you know what? It's still serviceable. You could get on there. And I'm sure both of them would put on a great match for it. And it's interesting, Satnam's no longer a wrestler. He's a commentator. And Jeff literally doesn't want to say anything. The level of seriousness in his eyes there.
The EVPs pick as the wild card. Remember, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson selected this competitor.
Everybody knows, and Jarrett even knows. New music, too. So hear me out, chat. In the range of a week, if the brackets work out right, we can get Hangman Jarrett, Hangman Jay White on Saturday, and Hangman Danielson next Wednesday. I think we got a bit of a win here going on here. way, Darthwick, pray Saturn, pray Saturn, pray Saturn. No, this is going to be... I don't know how long this match is going to last, really. Hey, KJ. How you doing tonight? Hope you're doing well. I hope you got a chance to watch most of it here. Or you just got here to see Adam Page. Do yourself a favor, go online. Check out the Britt Baker Mercedes Mone promo that went up earlier. Lily turned it on just the music hit. Yay. Good to see everybody here today. But yeah, I think the tournament winner's straight up here. This is their biggest feud of last year. You want to pay it off with the finale over at You want to pay it off at the biggest pay-per-view of the year, I would think. Was the promo fire with him? Yeah, absolutely. Well, Britt basically explained everything that happened. It means a little bit more to me personally because she talked about TIA. Because she never revealed what was her problem and why she was out. She did have 2 herniated discs and a torn hip. But she actually ended up suffering from TIA, which is basically mini strokes. Oh, Jesus. So Hangman's getting over Danielson on his way to Swerve. That's a crazy build. Here's my theory, and this is the one I've brought up before, folks. And let me know if I'm completely crazy. They're going to do the men's final at... They're going to do the men's final on the Saturday. It's taped both on Wednesday, but whatever. You have Nigel McGuinness interfere in the final. It's an even match, and then Nigel comes out and makes the difference for Hangman to win. It makes the Hangman Swerve match official, well, semi-official. And then you have Nigel McGuinness versus Brian Danielson set up for All In now, too. As much as we don't want to see a commentator in that spot, Nigel may be the one exception here. Oh, yeah, I booked this all the way through. By the way, KJ Vic, expect something here from me in the next 48 hours about how the ref would book, because we got a perfect timeline now. We got enough time that we could get this video done. For those that don't know, previously here, I believe it was about 2 months ago, we had a How the Ref Would Book challenge, a points challenge for you guys, and you did make it. Due to life and happens of certain people, we had to postpone it here a little bit. This month was all me because, well, frankly, I'm going nuts. My goal is, and I'll lay it out here publicly right now while we're at it. The challenge we decided on is how would we rebook All Out Brawl Out? How would we book the aftermath of it to make it work, and how we would feel it would benefit everybody? Basically a green light to everybody, but you can't fire Punk right away. And let me correct myself. You can't shoot fire Punk right away and just end it that way. So, my goal as we're getting up here is to have that video ready, edited, and we preview it after the Dynamite between All Out and All In during that week. So we have a little bit ready to go there, getting ready into the future pay-per-views. So it seems like it'd be an appropriate time of year. So I will get a hold of the participants in the next 48 hours. And basically we'll be doing this booking video, and you guys will be able to book the winner based on YouTube votes, on YouTube comments on the video that we'll be putting out. So, but anyway, enough self-plugging again here. Like, I'm actually really surprised that this match is getting as much time as it is. I understand you want to give Jeff Jarrett a good presentation. It is, of course, the Owen, right? So he wants to live up to being part of what the history of Owen and whatnot. So, but I don't. I figured he'd finish this off a lot sooner, right? So, Crowder, good to see you here tonight. The matches for Dynamite have been really good. I'll say right now we've gotten 4 of the 5 that we're getting tonight. Willow beating Statlander was a hell of a good one. Page looks different. Yeah, he's gone with the flame colors, of course. But he's also gone with the full beard too, right? Not just the goatee. Oh, we're actually having it right now. It's Hangman Adam Page under the category of people we already expected. But yeah, he's facing Hangman right now as we are proceeding during the show. Is Blood and Guts before Wembley? Yes, it's 3 weeks from tonight. It's on the 22nd here, so. And considering Hangman's biting Jarrett in the face, in terms of everything else, Willow Nightengale beat Kris Statlander to advance to the final for the women's. Brian Danielson beat Pac at a very good opener to win it for the men's. AEW is sort of loose and free when it comes to DQ. And Aubrey very rarely will call for a DQ unless there's like a very long storyline involved. So some of the stuff Paige has done, wouldn't it be a DQ? In the words of Brian Danielson, I have till 5. And this crowd started to get behind Jarrett, so that I wouldn't expect here. Apron stroke's legal. You knew it wasn't going to be a figure 4 because he held both legs. Holy crap! After that promo, I want Jarrett to win the whole thing. That's the thing that got me about this. Like, ever since they put the Wembley stipulation, I would have believed it. But now that the winner has to go to Wembley to face the champion. Went for the Deadeye and now. You go with a sharpshooter? He's not going for the figure 4. He should be going for the figure 4. That's his move. Oh, God. All right, well, Jarrett's out. Now we get to see what kind of heel Paige really is. Nice Salsaguri by the hand. Yeah. He knew how to flip. I guess I'm a little bit ahead of you guys tonight overall. Like, not just a few of you. Usually there's a mix, but... Man, look at that hair on Hangman. Oh, no, you might be ahead of me, but everybody else I'm ahead of, which It's actually, usually it's somewhat closer to even, but... Boot to the face. Here it comes. The Owen Hart sharpshooter, let's go. This crowd is loving this. When's the last time you heard Jeff Jarrett getting cheered like this? Yeah, I am loving that the crowd is actually going through the Swerve's House chants just to get inside the head. The crowd knows the story. The crowd knows what's going. They're in Chicago. I'm thankful they're not chanting CM Punk through any of this. And there it is. So what's he doing now? Oh. Doing the buckshot now into the dead eye and then the pin. All right, they're trying to show that Hangman's being a little more vicious than usual. Okay, so we get Jay White and Page on Saturday. You tell me that isn't a win. That'll probably be our main event. And then we could get Jay White, Brian Danielson, or we could get Hangman Page and Brian Danielson. Either way, that's a win. And a wizard flame. So once again, may I reiterate,
What the hell is that?
don't force me a program I don't care about. You got too good of a roster to hold this Seriously, like, what are they going to get out of this? Hook is not going to get over on this. Hook beats Jericho. Woohoo. Hook beats Jericho in bigger match. Woohoo. Still not worth it. Being Chris Jericho in a feud is not the notoriety that it once was. And it just, All right, well, let me get back on track here. It's the last commercial before the main event, so it's shill time here. So, just a reminder, everybody, stick around. We're going to go to about a 3-minute break after we wrap things up here. Going to get the Xbox fired up. We're going back into WWE 2K24 My GM mode. That will be Jarrett is who Jericho should be. And I just don't want Jericho, period, to just solve that. Jarrett comes out once in a while. That's about it. Jericho should not be as involved as he is. But I agree with you. Just saw someone tweet that. Hey, smart people. But yeah, right after this, we're going to be doing WWE 2K24 GM mode. We're going to get back into this. Tomorrow we'll be back here with Tears of the Kingdom. I sort of cheated and did a little bit more than I should have. I'll explain a little bit more tomorrow. It's not too horrible. but it's going to help us get through this next section that we're going through here. So, and then Friday's TBA. We'll see how things go at work. First day back to work is always a hang. Then Saturday, we're going to be doing a double watch along here, a double sidecast, Money in the Bank and AEW Collision. We're going to be watching both shows. We'll see what's going on. We'll talk wrestling on both sides of the. I don't know the card for Money in the Bank, by the way. So this should be fun, just randomly seeing what's going to be on the card later. And then odds are no stream on Sunday, just because I want to check out Heatwave. We'll play from there. I got to get the rest of the schedule up. I honestly haven't thought that far ahead. Shirt of the day. I brought it up earlier because everybody enjoyed it. It is the AEW Street Fighter crossover of Chun-Li and one Miss Britt Baker, or Mrs. Britt Baker, DMD. Hangman's got his belt off already.
Blood and Guts is in a couple of weeks. We need a fifth man. Will you be our fifth man? You listen to me, man. I'm not a child anymore. I'm not your puppet anymore. I'm not the elite's man anymore. I don't need any more of your games.
Whoa. I love this. We're going into a different dynamic with Mr. Hangman Page for the fact that he can well, they're trying to sell some tickets for Saturday, that's for sure. So I am watching Money in the Bank. I'll probably have it on my screen I'll have that on my TV while I have AEW on my monitor here, or I got a laptop that I can use for it. And we'll see how things go through that. Garcia with the new tights. All white with, stars and lasers, and he looks great. Garcia has been on a roll. This is literally the antagonization of who deserves it right now. I've literally been such a big fan of his last bit. Yeah, like ever since, Revolution, when he didn't get a chance to go against him, he ends up being Chris Cage. Well, you just got a chance to see Hangman's promo there? Yeah, I'm looking forward to it now. He's just laser focused on getting rid of Swerve, and to me that's the best kind. The way that you get Hangman Page to side with the Elite is to get Swerve as part of Team AEW. Have they said who will be in the Blood and Guts match? It is 4 members of the Elite. They announced Mark Briscoe as the first member of Team AEW tonight. They had Kyle O'Reilly and the Acclaim come out to save him from a beatdown from the Elite. We're really hoping and praying that is not the Not the group that is going to be there, or that's going to be very underwhelming. Maybe last year would have been a little bit better, but definitely not this year. A mini will, yeah, like somebody dressed up complete. Chicago fans are nuts. Call them what they will. Call them what you will. Call them, you know, CM Punk marks, whatever. I think they've literally gotten over and just say, look, we're here for some good wrestling, and that's what AEW's bringing. And if that's the team the Elite will win, I totally think the Elite will win regardless. My personal opinion at this point, what I think AEW wants is that team for Team AEW. Briscoe, Claudio, Mox, Swerve, and Omega. I honestly feel that's the 5 that they want. And if they manage to get that team put together, I think Hangman joins the Bucks for the fact that he wants to rip Swerve's head off. But they won't announce that until after the Owen. Because once they find out it's Swerve Hangman for the world title at All In. Jesus! MJF said some positive words. I like that. You don't think Hangman is Team AEW, then does a Bash to the Beach Swerve? No. I don't think that Tony Khan will want to go within 500 feet of that match, period. I don't think Hangman Page wants to go within 500 feet of that match. He is laser focused on taking out Swerve. Because let's just book this in the future here. Swerve Hangman's literally saying it's Swerve. Yeah, exactly. Hangman is blaming Swerve for the entire collapse of his life. His family's left. He's gone back drinking. He lost the title. He told Swerve no matter what, he was going to be the guy that made sure that he didn't have the title. And he has the chance to do it at All In. If he wins this. Lost his theme music, lost his friends, lost his horse probably. His truck ended up probably broken down in a ditch. Any other country music? The girlfriend keyed his car. Lost his chat. Well, he lost his chaps but gained his tights. They repoed his horse. There we go. No, they're turning it from cowboy shit into cowboy-ish shit for the fans. Oh my God! Excalibur called it! Excalibur called it what it's called! Did they get the sponsorship? That's the question here. He lost his girlfriend after his wife found out about her. But they called it a Cheeky Nando's. You wonder if that's actually if they can actually get the sponsorship out of it. I would try to get that if I was them. Soon the liquor will leave them. I am the liquor. Can pull out a Trevor Leahy here soon. Shout out to anybody that gets that reference around here. And if you don't, go watch some Trailer Park Boys. That's some good stuff. Not all of it's great, but if you just want to turn your brain off for, a couple months, Go watch the entire 10 or 12 seasons of it. Definitely go watch the movie because one of my favorite lines is in there. And one of the more I still think we got Ospreay MJF it all in. I don't know. I think that's probably where we're going to end up. We could almost end up with a triple threat in this case, I think. Because what I'm still thinking that Roosh comes out and wrecks Ospreay. Because they were hinting on Saturday and last week that Roosh was talking with Don Callis. Because you'll get somebody from the Callis family to come out and try to run interference. MJF will get blocked by that. Roosh will come in the ring, attack, and then Garcia won't know what's going on, but he'll take the pin anyway. I think I mentioned that off the top of the show here, but if I haven't said it enough here, guys and girls, thank you for stopping by here tonight. I really appreciate it. It's always fun hanging out with you guys. Yeah, we're just getting started here. There's a couple things I'm working on here, and sort of like what Ospreay's doing here. He's just trying to make everything better all over it. You could see the look on Jarrett's face when he saw Hangman coming out. Yeah, like that's why I said I didn't like that stipulation when they put it in there.
Language and scenes of violence that could be disturbing to some viewers. Discretion is advised.
Like, obviously you knew what was going on, but at the same time, could there be a way they get a win? I honestly feel that you do see Jarrett wrestling next week.
Daniel Garcia for the title. Garcia is looking sharp, Tony, but Ospreay just a slight bit sharper as MJF standing in the corner of Daniel Garcia.
MJF yelling at the fans to wake up finally. Oh, question for you guys. Has any of you seen that that documentary on YouTube for WrestleMania yet? I haven't bothered. I'll probably look at it while everything's rendering. What'd you think of it? Like, you don't have to get in specifics. Was it good or it's gold? Is it legit gold, or can you tell the BS smelling through it? Because to me, that's the biggest thing I'm worried about, is if I'm just going to smell BS through the whole thing. 24 karat gold. That's what I thought, yeah. That's why it wasn't a real big priority for me watching it. Ever since seeing the effects of the Jesus Garcia. Personally, ever since they cut out the, since they had to cut back the video as soon as they were going to release it on the Thursday, then all of a sudden it gets backed up. What? Mania was what? April, so 3 months? All right, we got MJF coming on Saturday, which... Oh, whoop. Storming the door. Okay, that'll be okay. Hangman and Jay White. That's going to be insane. Oh, so they're going to do that on Wednesday. They're doing both on Wednesday. That sucks. Oh, we get... Well, of course Strickland's going to show up. Rampage looks nuts this week, yeah. Well, hell, they got Sheeta and Mariah May. That, to me, that's enough. Mina went down how we called it, but they do fill us in the holes we missed here and there, but it's a wonderful story how things worked out. Yeah. I don't mind, like, don't get me wrong. I don't mind you fixing your booking up, but the part that pissed me off the most is the fact that Gewurz wouldn't admit it. Roosh versus Commander? Oh, Jesus.
Daniel Garcia, the free shot for those Toshiaki Kawada style kicks as
Oh, Garcia, I love it. Go to even. No. Go. No. That. Jay Quick, I'll call. As soon as you told me that, I call bullshit. I will call bullshit to that whole thing. Sorry, I'm not muting that one. Of course, Cody's going to say it. How much is WWE paying him to say that? There is no way in God's green hell that they weren't going to be setting up that match for Mania. Sorry to get angry about that as much as I did, but that's what I was talking about. How many levels of bullshit are on that show? Cody's a pro wrestler. He's a salesman. He says, well, yeah. No, Jay Quick, I get it. Sorry, I just... Like, why even bother if you're going to do that? Oh, God. He wouldn't kick out, though. He wasn't going to kick out. MJF just... You wonder exactly what MJF's going to be up to here. Oh, yeah. Pretty much every week's an overrun now. I'm going to add an extra 5 minutes to the timer here. I want to make sure that we're all here when the finish happens. Garcia will never win. That cowboy star out his chunks. He's Bill's Mafia, so we don't have to worry about that.
Ospreay carrying the weight of Daniel Garcia, but Garcia, if this goes on for much longer, Ospreay can go to sleep, Tony. Well, Ospreay finally got up.
There's that Dragon Sleeper. There we go. Shame on him more. That means he'll win the division, but never the world. That's why I think he'll win tonight. All right, momentary finisher. Oz cutter blocked. Oh my God. How does the referee see his shoulder up? How does the referee see his shoulder up from there? Looks like Ospreay's legit hurt. What the? It's on page 11, paragraph. He's still holding the ring. He's not going to use the ring. And there's the hidden blade out of nowhere. Damn. That's another Dog Callis move right there. What is it with people not listening to managers and losing? I know MJF isn't a manager, but he just wanted to get that title off him so he could get the title at Wembley, right? That's pretty much where the thing's going at this, I think. Garcia's just sucks. We'd like to see him get that title, but crowd's trying to go with a both these guys chant. Garcia's always a bridesmaid, yeah. So is MJF gonna rip apart Garcia here? Or are we just gonna fade to black? Still early for him, but these dues paying right now are great, yeah. About 3 more years Garcia gonna get his? Apparently, SRS did mention that his contract's up this fall if he hasn't re-signed yet, so. Okay. Does Garcia snap here? That's what I thought. He was there to get that international title off of he was there to get that international title of Ospreay, and he didn't. So, if you ain't gonna do that, what are you good for? And we're gonna hear all about it to open up on Saturday. And Daddy Magic gets knocked out. 3 points. Well, everybody wanted to see heel MJF. Well, now you got it. You still got the crowd cheering for him, so. The devil returns. All right, so we got MJF full heel now, which isn't the worst thing in the world. He's only a babyface versus. Hey, when Adam comes back, I think he might actually end up being a babyface. Oh, here come the indie wrestlers. Makes me wonder who we're going to see next week. Can't take face MJF serious? No, like, the only way that he's a face. There's a jealousy angle right there. Oh my God, Huck Toy Girl got involved. Danny Boy, never trust the devil. He's doing this on purpose. This finisher on purpose. Menard split open too now. Great. Oh no. Well, Garcia's going on vacation. Well, we're going to find out on Saturday. So we got some real psychos in the Ospreay still bringing the title out. All right, well, anybody that said we aren't going to get Ospreay and MJF at the pay-per-view is incorrect, I do believe. Oh, somebody's phone's broken. And these fans are just lapping it up. Okay. This is intense. Sorry, I don't mean to... It is a great finish. It is a great setup. That turn, if you're gonna turn MJF heel, you gotta go hardcore on him. You just can't stop halfway on that. I love that Christopher Daniels there. This has gone beyond the ring. We're gonna deal with this. This gives Garcia some time off. So how are you gonna... All right, they're taking them out. All right, that's how they're gonna go off the air? There we go. All right, well. And TSN screwed up because they don't have anybody on the switcher to change things out. Daniels, don't wear a pink shirt again. Nice. No, great timing on MJF as soon as Ospreay came out, then the dip out. Yeah, like... This story's setting up. We're gonna get Ospreay, MJF, and Wembley, and frankly, that's probably one of the top matches for us to get. It's gonna be personally, I feel that probably be the most important. That might be one of the top matches on the card. Period. If you're gonna get Hangman Swerve, Ospreay, MJF, Baker, Monet, next week, we could probably talk about Mariah May, Tony Storm. So right now, we got 4 matches pretty much set up, ready to go. That can catapult Ospreay, the title picture, FJF. We were talking about it off the top of the show. The SRS report that came in earlier this week, I think it was yesterday, talking about how Ospreay was willing to work with Swerve, his buddy, right now instead of waiting. That way he could prove that everybody is able to take a pin from the champion, not just he's not one of these guys that has to sit back and not be involved in that. So, but overall tonight, like hell, what a great card. In terms of matches, it was an absolute great card. Yeah, that was great to read. Absolutely. Like, for all the people that crap on AEW for all the stuff that they don't get right, and trust me, there were some problems today. The Jericho promo, or the Jericho stuff after the match. It's not catching. He thinks it is. If you can shove it down the throat enough, he thinks you're going to eat it. Some kids just would rather go to bed without supper than eating the bad shit. I'll just call that a spade when it comes to Jericho. The Mark Briscoe announcement, I like that for Blood and Guts because he is insane. And an insane guy with the kind of motivational skills that he's been showing might be perfect not only for the promos leading into it, but the action inside the ring for Blood and Guts. So I like the pick. I don't like how it was carried out tonight with the fact that, yeah, Jack Perry come out to knock out Briscoe. Then you had Kyle O'Reilly try to take out Perry. Okada comes out to take out O'Reilly. Then you have the Bucks come out, then the Acclaimed. Because it almost makes it feel like that is the team. And yeah, when you see that team, you're like, there's no way in hell that these guys are going to beat the Elite in a Blood and Guts match. So, well, and then after that, they go back and show the graphic, only the one guy's involved. Like, just give us a vignette with Briscoe in it and move on. You don't need to worry about that. But having Danielson and Pac in the opener was absolutely insane. Make sure you go back and watch that. Willow and Statlander was a hell of a match. The before all the stupidity, the trios tag with the Gates of Agony or the Cage of Agony and Team Samoa Joe was actually a pretty decent match. The announcement of Hangman, which was pretty obvious, taking on Jeff Jarrett, decent enough match. Jarrett looked like $1 million. Hangman's character really got brought out in it, and it worked out really well. The ending of the Callis affiliation with Ospreay worked out well. Remember, Briscoe and Danielson are close, so maybe Danielson gets in the cage. That's why I don't think you have the whole team announced, because you want to wait until he's done with the Owen before you start focusing on something else, right? It's like traditionally you don't announce trades or signings during the Stanley Cup playoffs or the NBA Finals. Unfortunately, some of the teams in the NHL said screw that this year, but I digress, and that was just horrible booking on their part. But Baker Monet, to me, like, that's my sentimental best spot of the night, but the best spot of the night had to be that turn by MJF. And the way the whole thing was laid out at the end, it makes you feel good that you actually... I don't think anybody really expected it because he was sort of a tweener at the best of times, sort of like an Austin tweener. Now it's defined. The only thing is we're going to have to find out on Saturday what the promo's going to say. And Mercedes joins the Bucks, yes. I think Mercedes might actually be part of the Bucks the same way that Kristen Cage is. The fact that she could do something for them makes it really go over really well. And one point I really want to bring up with you guys, that a small detail that we need to get together here that might actually make a lot of sense about this. And I know we were joking about it because of the whole ankle situation. When Adam Cole came out at Double or Nothing, he didn't come out to the Undisputed theme. He didn't come out with Strong, Taven, and whatnot. He came out to his own music when he got attacked by MJF. What if the Bucks are helping support Mercedes, does Cole make his triumphant return into that match? I get it. It's all over the place here, but that might be something to think about. We don't know what's going to happen. Cole's the 5th, maybe. I'm still thinking I could see one of Omega, Cole, Swerve could be the 5th. I honestly feel Swerve's the 4th because that's the way that you get Hangman into the 5th. Coda, yeah, if Coda's better, he can come back in. I think if Coda comes back, it'll be Omega back too. I don't think you see one without the other. I think you would see Coda stay out of it because there's no real incentive for Coda to be in that match. Except for the fact his buddy got beaten down. I want to have 5 people in that match who actually have a beef with people that are on the other side. Briscoe fits because him and Perry have a feud together. Mox is Mox. He'll find a way to make an argument with somebody in there. It'll be 3 bad words by Okada, and then next thing you know, they're in a blood feud. That's why I don't, like you were talking about Danielson earlier, Jay Quick. I don't know if I really... And here's the thing, Moxley hasn't bled in a while, at least in North America. He's bled in Japan, and he's bled a lot in Japan. But he hasn't bled a lot in North America in a while. So just keep that in mind there, Jay Quick. That's why I don't... Like you were talking about Danielson earlier, I don't know if you get Danielson in there in that much. Just because, does he really need to be a part of this? He's been a part of 3 of them. He does have that little bit of an angle where Jack Perry knocked him out in the Anarchy in the Arena match. But we don't know. There's a lot we could speculate on here. And we could speculate a little bit more as we go forward here because I think at this point this is going to wrap it up for this part.